perfect. I mean, I honestly couldn't think of anything better to do. I couldn't think of a better thing to have actually created with this. Guys, don't forget though, we are on ZvT. If you do enjoy the stream, if you've got a Twitch Prime sub available, that's supporting ZvT obviously helps support StarCraft content as well. You can subscribe for all of your hopes and dreams to become reality and help support Rifkin and the ZvT content. If you've got that Twitch Prime sub available, do consider using that on the channel too. And yeah, we really appreciate all the support on base raid as well, of course. Even though today is a weird kind of wardy base raid explosion mix sort of thing going on. Bottom right hand side, Cure is our blue Terran player. As to the top left hand side, our red Zerg player is Asterion soO. We have a couple of barracks on the way up here to get going in these early stages as Cure. Just going to get this one underway. A couple of racks proxied very aggressively here. Now, soO actually flew straight into this barracks right from the start, so he immediately knows that a proxy racks is the play, and he's immediately going to pull the drones over. This is nice because he will not only be able to deny one of the barracks, but he'll also be able to get confirmation that it is 2 racks and not 3 racks, and that is actually quite important in terms of the game and how it plays out, and in terms of how you're going to respond to this. So soO knows what's up, knows what's happening. Could not really have asked for much of a better start, although he's got to be careful with how long he keeps these drones out here, because these are all, this is all time in which he is going to be not mining. But he does force a cancel on 1 racks. This first Marine is probably not going to be able to do too much on its own. Drones already get a few shots onto it, and realistically, at this point, Cure just wants to buy time and stop these drones from going back home and mining for as long as possible, because this is still 5 workers off the mineral line. As Cure just throws down an expansion, he is essentially mining more than soO is at the moment. So the income graph will be a little bit favorable to Cure, who's also mining gas. So there you go. soO will still have his couple of queens. And this will turn into a weirdly normal game. We see a Reaper just on the way down over here, as Jimmy Jam Jaws comes in with that 34-month resub. Thank you so much, Jimmy Jam Jaws, for the 34 months. Great to have you. Thank you so much. Reaper going to come up in towards the upper left-hand side, as we do see a couple of Zerglings just hanging around on the natural. Grenade bops that drone, it goes flying to a different mineral patch instead. And again, drone not being picked off or anything, and as those Zerglings are going to be coming through. Drone still taking a little bit of damage. Queen is going to be pushing that Reaper back a little bit. Get out of here, Reaper. But yeah, it does turn into a really normal game. Obviously, the timings are a little bit off. Obviously, it's a little bit down for Cure, but soO also lost mining time early as well. And yeah, okay, Cure doesn't have a barracks back at home. And that actually is a bit of an issue with these couple of Zerglings that have made their way across. That's actually very frustrating. This Reaper could just so far away. SCVs are actually pulled in to help fight those couple of Zerglings and to try and get mining once again going, or building once again going over on that CC. And that's 2 SCVs lost, but Cure just trying to play this game out despite that. And as we are going to be seeing the starport thrown down again in the main. Reaper from Cure moving forwards down towards that bottom right-hand side. Ling speed on the way up. And we do see this one Zergling here being chased around. Ling speed is coming out to being about halfway done right now. Who is that? Oh my god. CPP Maniac with the 5,000 bits. Guys, that's 10 more Rift Plush marbles. Oh my god. Can we get some love in the chat for CPP Maniac? Thank you so much, dude, for the 5,000 bits. Guys, what on earth is today? This is just crazy. We've had bits and donations and all sorts. Can we get some love in the chat for CPP Maniac? Dude, thank you so much for the 5,000 bits. I really, really appreciate it. And that does buy 10 more Rift Blush marbles on the tree. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to start getting those worked on here. For now, let's focus up on this game. I'm just going to put the cam on Naruto here for a moment or two, where I at least just pick some marbles up off the ground to get onto the tree. Oh my god, the marbles are literally just everywhere. You guys, if you guys could see my floor right now, you'd be like, Wardy, you have a problem. And honestly, I think I do. I have a giant marble problem. What's up, Bob Vernon coming in for that Twitch Prime sub? Love to see that. Thank you so much for supporting ZvT for all of the worst possible StarCraft 2 casting in StarCraft. No, I'm joking. I would actually only put Riv at like the 3rd worst StarCraft cast I've heard. I'm joking. Don't tell him I said that. Great to have you. Thank you so much for supporting ZvT. where the StarCraft and the fun continues day in and day out. Viking here's having a pretty good time. First Overlord's gone down, second Overlord's taking some damage as well. And we'll actually be able to get 2 kills at least on this Viking, which is a pretty decent start, all said and done. Concussive Shell's about to finish up. Secure going for Marauder Hellbat push with Banshee support as well. So the Marauder's here to slow the Queens down. When the Queens get slowed, the idea is, of course, then that they are unable to kind of kite away from the Hellbats, as is their usual response and their usual reaction to try and stay very safe and so. So, yeah, set up into this, we do have the Hellbats morphing in already. And they are off and away. Moving forwards here. A few Balins starting to morph, but they're not ready just yet. The Banshee helping to try and target those down. That'll be a big target as the Spore Crawler. Also under fire, the Marauder not really doing much. The Queens aren't really kiting much either. We do see currently 4 drones killed. Not the end of the world, but obviously not great either, because there is still some Hellbats left. This Viking will probably land, and there it is, dropping down to come and help out. And again, now the Queens will be concussive shelled, so they will have troubles getting away from this. And, well, in the end, it seems to have been pretty successful for QM. So this does seem pretty successful overall. There's a few more lings showing up. And this Banshee Hellbats continue to fight here, as we are going to see the lings just coming in, getting us around, and continuing to just clean up. So, in the end, soO cleans this up. Again, I wouldn't say this is terrible for soO. I mean, it definitely feels as though he came out in an alright position, something that can work out. But obviously it wasn't great either. Like, he lost a lot of mining time, he lost a few drones. Now, this is really nice. Cleaning up even further reinforcements means that Kira is losing out on more and more of what he should just kind of still have available to him. So that really is a little bit of a shame. As we do see the Banshee going back towards the top side. Stimpack starting up from Kira back at home as he gets ready for his bio-based transition now. So he's starting to move into that here. So that bio switch coming up and getting ready to go. 2 Banshees are sat and waiting to help out even further. I mean, the Banshees have been, in general, used quite a lot lately, where we've seen a lot of Banshees brought into play, and even kind of some mass Banshee styles with the changes that we've seen in the recent patch. Again, man, I feel like Kira now is starting to get way too aggressive, and he's just letting soO pick up unit after unit. I mean, okay, you kill another Queen, but it costs you 2 Banshees, another Marauder, multiple Hellbats. I mean, these are all things which could have done very well, maybe as part of a larger push later, rather than just running into units that soO's already had prepared for a little while, that just isn't really going to achieve anything. Extra reactors finishing up on the barracks, so getting those done to keep on producing. Is this Korea only? So this is a 40-player event where the 20 players will play on the Korean server until our global playoffs, and 20 players will play on the European server until the global playoffs. So it's a Korea and European event. We've got our second Korean group tomorrow from 1 PM CEST, so about 21 hours from now. And we have our first European group coming up on Tuesday, the 4th of December. So make sure you tune in for that. Tuesday, 4th of December for our first European group. All of the future groups of this tournament will happen on the Wardy channel. Again, the casting on ZvT today is a one-off sort of deal, where it's, well, it's just a one-off sort of deal, basically. I mean, it's as simple as that. Me and Riff made a deal. It works out for me, it works for him. And so here I am casting today on. Is this being played on PlayStation 4 or Xbox? This is actually being played on the Nintendo 3DS. The touchscreen technology has allowed us to bring StarCraft 2 to a whole new level. You can finally box all of your movements in one fluent motion of your finger across the lower screen, while also microing on both analog sticks at the same time. Never have we seen APM like it before, and that's why players are able to reach APMs about 300 plus, right? Impossible with any other kind of controller. So, truly, the future of StarCraft is here. Gone are the days of keyboard and mouse where you have to, you know, move a mouse around. That's just like an inefficient way of moving your finger across the screen. We've seen players just become so good since the introduction of the 3DS port, and really has just been a fantastic thing for the esport. That is StarCraft 2. Pushing forwards here, the little bit of an army from Kira sets up on the edge of creep. soO is a little bit supply blocked here, so needs to be a little bit careful. Just a little bit. He's a little bit supply blocked right now, which is a big issue, because he could have so much more than he already does, right? So that's definitely currently a bit of an issue, as the meters are going to have to back away here. Don't quite find a moment just yet. Single Marine will keep track of those. Even just knowing where they are is nice, because then you just kind of know where you have to be careful with your reinforcements, etc. And that is what soO is currently doing, picking off reinforcements with those meters. Big push still coming across, but boom, counterattack into this unprotected third base. All with the command, no planetary forest, no units here, no bunker, no wall off, nothing at all. And that is going to be a whole bunch of SCVs going down. 9 SCVs dead already. Marines in a tank going to be able to pick away for a bunch of these Zerglings. And fantastic stuff done right there. As we're going to see another couple of Lings continue to go. And some more SCVs being picked up. Marines and Hellbats continue to get set up. As we are going to be seeing the push towards the top. There's a couple more Banes coming through. And they do crash in, but there's only a couple. So the Marines somewhat survive. I feel like soO's doing a good enough job of this, because suddenly he comes in from the right-hand side as well. And you see him just crashing on through this. The Marines are getting struck on down. He turns around to grab some reinforcements as well. And I mean, you're really seeing the kind of the effect of the dual screen Nintendo 3DS plays here. With the dual screen, you can see 2 places at once in the game of StarCraft. So you can actually be everywhere on the map. And that's how Zerg is becoming the best race in the world. Able to attack from 2 whole different directions at the same time is just so freaking good that it wins soO this game. GG's, soO goes up 1-0. An unsuccessful 2 racks opening game, because in the wonderful world of TVZ, where soO, our blue Zerg bottom left, is 1-0 up, we have ourselves 2 SCVs already heading across the map. Cure is ready to make this happen, and he's ready to 2 racks once again, hopefully with a bit more success this time. Hopefully he doesn't get figured out quite as quickly as he did in the first time around. So Cure trying to figure that out right now. I apologize for Wardy, it's not the 3DS, it's actually the new Nintendo 2DS. No, don't be stupid. How are you going to play StarCraft in 2 dimensions? God, you know how shit that would be? If your Marines can only go up, down, left and right? How are they going to go forward and back? Do you just cancel all air units? If it's 2D, like if it's 2-dimensional, you can't have air units, guys. How is Zerg going to scout with their overlords? 3 racks coming down from Cure, and soO sees it right away with this Overlord. He sees all 3 of the racks. He'll pull a drone across, but I don't think his intention is to go too heavy on this. He's got a few drones, so he'll try and slow it down as much as he can. We'll see how successful he is with that here in the next few moments, as Cure is probably not going to have a great time. I mean, 3 racks proxy is obviously a lot more committed than 2 racks. This is already being slowed down. Heracula with the 500 bits. That is indeed a decoration with a Rift Blush going on the tree. Thank you so much, Heracula. I'll get you done after this game, as well as the other 4 for CPP Maniac. Thank you so much for the generosity today, guys. I appreciate it. Again, all your donations and all of the bits today are going towards helping this tournament be funded for the future. I straight up took money out of my own pocket to make this tournament happen. A lot more money than I would usually invest into a StarCraft tournament. So thank you so much for all of the support so far. It's awesome to see, and it makes me feel really good about the fact that we did put some money into this event, and we're bringing you guys a whole bunch of StarCraft 2 today. Rotoron on the way down here from soO to try and defend. There's a bunker coming up. This is obviously not over yet. With the Rotoron coming up, he'll probably give up this low ground natural expansion. So that is starting to drop down here. As we see, that bunker cancels and will be replaced. But yeah, the Roaches just do not come up in time to defend the low ground. And so we are going to be seeing a bit of a slower few moments for soO as he just builds up and gets ready to defend. Marines jumping up in towards the main base, and they're going to find themselves maybe a couple of drones before the Roach numbers really increase here. But Queen and a Roach, well, 1 Roach goes down. The Queen's still putting out some decent damage. Drones will pull in to help protect. Again, the Roach count isn't quite there yet. He actually hasn't killed the Hatchery on the low ground just yet, but you'd imagine that's an inevitability. Although these Marines are continuing to drop on down. He gets 1 before the bunker, he gets 2 more before the bunker. They're still in range of the Hatchery though, right? So if they're in range of the Hatchery, there's no way it doesn't, you know, there's no way it doesn't work or anything. Hatchery dies, and Kyo was just trying to get a little bit more done before that Roach count was truly up and running. So that's just what was going down there. Awesome though. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And as we do have that single bunker cancelled, Salvage gets some money back. Double gas is coming up now, getting ready for this transition here. Kyo just getting ready to go into the next little stage of this for himself. All of these Marines heading back, so he has something to defend with at home. soO has a hidden drone out on the map. Not sure if he really plans to do much with that. Maybe expand here or something crazy. It's a possibility, because it will take a little while for him to corrosive battle his way out of this natural expansion. So honestly, isn't even that bad of an idea. If it doesn't get found, it can definitely work out. And boom, you get that hatch up much faster than you would by waiting. I think this is okay-ish for soO overall. You got to remember the Terran player has not expanded himself either just yet. So there's still no expansion from the Terran. So it's still definitely pretty much, it's okay for soO. I'm not going to say it's brilliant. I'm not going to say it's going great. But it's a playable position, most definitely. You know, you can definitely do something from here. Corrosive bars is coming down when possible, but he's having some trouble. Just not enough roaches slash ravagers to truly take down this bunker just yet. And that is still just a bit of a problem for him. This drone's still sat here, yet to expand. Overlord poised in the main base to try and figure out what is going on. Command Center does start up from Q, and he starts on the high ground as well, just in case these units do turn into a large counter-attack. Doesn't want to have to cancel a CC just because units arrive across the map, if he can avoid that from happening. So he's just trying to save himself from that situation. Bunker is broken down, so obviously this is the point where you're going to be kind of thankful that you do have that CC on the high ground, because these units coming across are very capable of breaking down that bunker that is set up defensively across the map as well. So good to just be set up all defensively, isn't it? Yes, it is. As the caster, I'm the one that should be telling you that, rather than being like, isn't it, guys? Although I'm just trying to encourage you to learn. Now you guys in the future can be like, Wardy, that bunker could be broken, so it's a good thing Q built on the high ground, and I'll be really proud of you. Then we'll have all learned a little bit more about StarCraft. Imagine that. Beautiful. CC finishes as the Ravagers and the Roaches are coming forward. What's up, Zipsirium, for the 42-month resub? Welcome back. Thank you. 42 months is a long, long time. You're 3.5 years into your relationship with Base Trade TV. Zipsirium, do you have any regrets? Interviewing the subscriber doesn't work so well when the subscriber isn't on voice comms. Who would have thought? A little bit of a deficit here in terms of mining from Q, because he's got SCVs pulled to the low ground. soO's about to catch back up on drones with double hatch coming down. His expansions are going pretty good. Roaches and Ravagers going to be moving forwards, and well, there is a siege tank here. Not enough corrosive bars for the bunker. Can't get close enough to the siege tank, and means that obviously you just kind of have to back away. So it's a good defense by Q to stay alive. I still feel like soO's not in a terrible position though, considering this natural just started mine from Q. soO is somewhat free to just kind of mine himself at the moment. I guess the biggest issue is this Banshee, and if this Banshee can find a way to get some good harassment done, that can definitely be a way for Q to take a bit of a lead here in game number 2. A game number 2, which Q needs to win if he wants to win this series and guarantee himself first place in this group. As that Banshee starts to come down to the bottom side of the map. soO will win, I'm sure. Q is outskilled, says pSoup. Banshee just hanging out on the edge. We're talking about Nintendos in the chat, guys, very quickly before some action happens. Has anyone here been playing the Let's Go Pokemon games? Oh my god, I have not been so addicted to a single-player game in so long. I am absolutely loving it. I feel like I'm playing it really badly because I have like 17, 18 hours in the game and I only have 3 gym badges. I don't know how. I actually really question myself. But I'm having a great time with it. It's so good. I'm having so much fun. Banshee, though, picks up 7 kills. You're not allowed to talk about Pokemon, Wardy. You gotta talk about StarCraft, says Q. Now, this is now 8, 9 kills. Waiting for Spore Crawlers to finish. Obviously, no lair. It means that there's not going to be any sort of Overseer detection anytime soon. So, you kind of need these spores. And that's kind of the drone damage that's definitely going to put Q back into a lead, and that's him kind of just taking advantage of his advantage, right? Like, his advantage was he did slow soO down, and so things like Spore Crawlers and lairs that may usually be finishing up or so aren't actually in place this time around. Yeah, Let's Go is just the same kind of game and region as Blue and Red, but the fact that it's updated for like the Nintendo Switch, it's got some different mechanics in it, it's really good. I'm having like the time of my life on it. It's so fun. I actually love it because for me, the newer Pokemon games, I kind of feel I'm not very good at, or I don't enjoy as much because I don't know what all the Pokemon are, right? But in the old games, I know what every single Pokemon is. So when I see something, I'm like, oh my god, like one of those, I love that Pokemon, you know what I mean? That's why I'm really enjoying it. Anyways, soO is in some trouble now as Kyo comes across the map. It looks like we might have ourselves a an ending to this in the next few moments. Although Stim isn't done yet, and Q is maybe getting a little bit ahead of himself here, so he needs just to chill out for a moment or two and back away from this. Yeah, that was, well, for a moment though, that was a little bit scary, wasn't it? Just a little bit. So Q has to be very cautious of that, but otherwise he is looking good, and he does have a right to be across the map and being aggressive. He is doing very, very well for himself here. As we do have the couple of tanks he's going to push forwards, Marines as well. And they are going to be getting ready to go up this ramp and push on in towards the third base now. Roaches and Ravagers is going to try and defend this. Corrosive Bowels will not be enough to take down that first siege tank though, and well, the tank's doing a lot of damage. The Marines with our combat shields are actually dropping quite a lot faster than I thought they would. soO is not clear of danger yet because he still has these siege tanks. Those are nice piles in the middle of the two tanks there, but again, he's one pile short. So Q will just about hold the tank position. Very small run by will be cleaned up by a very low number of Marines as well. And again, kind of just missing a lot there. Q just didn't really seem to have the, you know, the kapow power that I thought he would have to push up into that. Another tank sieges up as Q will continue to press forwards at the moment. Queen gets pushed back a little bit, and Marines are going to be coming around. Hatchery will take a little bit more damage. Roach is pressing forwards, and well, Corrosive Bowels will be set to go again. He wants to get those two tanks from the low ground. One Bow will finish them off. Oh, well, one Bow and a little bit more. soO will push his way through this and will take a slight supply lead, but he's down in drones, he's down in upgrades, he's down across the board. So let's not get ahead of ourselves, but soO does extend this game. He keeps this going for just a little bit longer. Alright, well, another couple of Crypt Jammers pressing forwards now. And they're going to be pushing across the map over the next few moments. Engineering Bane and Armory coming down here from Q as he gets ready for 2-2 upgrades. They're a little bit delayed, obviously, with the Armory only just now starting. soO, what can you do? I mean, he's starting to drone up again as he moves across. For a moment, I thought, well, maybe you just go for, like, kind of pure Roach Ravager at this point. You just go and try and end the game, but you see the Roaches and Ravagers just gathering up together. So you're going to come across over to the right-hand side. Scan drops down here from Q as well. Let's investigate in that third base. Q is going to keep up with the pressure, going to keep on pushing across the map. So here we go. I mean, a few Marauders mixed in is only going to help this army compared to what it was before. And Q is looking pretty good to take game number 2 of this, obviously. That early 3 racks seem to have done enough, despite soO finding it so early on. And as we are going to be seeing the stimming forwards. Tanks are just sieged up and dealing a lot of damage here, and I mean, the Marauders helping against the Roaches, not doing so great against the Ravagers, but with the tanks just firing away almost endlessly, these medevacs are just not letting any of these units die because they're just constantly healing them up, and I mean, extra reinforcements show up as well, just in time to kind of have a little bit more oomph as the siege tanks finally go down. There's just more bio that cannot be dealt with. Q will tie up this series 1-1 in this best of 3. We're going to be seeing that Ravager taken down. That's a GG, and Q will tie us up 1 game apiece. Bottom right-hand side, tied up 1-1, our blue Zerg player. This is soO. What if we donate $50 or $100? How many? Well, now, I don't want to brag, but I don't even need a calculator for this one. If you donate a big $50, you will get 10 decorations with 10 Rift Blushes on them. And if you donate 100, that's actually twice as many as 10, which means you get 20. Boom. I will pay you money to not do that again? Okay, well, that's fine too. That also works. Now, guys, if you do donate more than $100, I might have to get the calculator out, so please don't go that crazy, because, you know, numbers, calculators, you know, it's... A machine that can do numbers is pretty terrifying, let's be real. You know? Like, if a machine that can literally do numbers... it's just crazy. Can I get a Wardy Blush? I don't have Wardy Blushes. I don't have Wardy Blushes. Alright. Anyways, I'm going to cut up some more Wardy Blushes in case anyone wants to support. Again, $5, you get a decoration of the tree. It's just a fun thing we do every December. Who is that? Alas with the $5. Thank you so much for the $5, dude. Appreciate it. Let me get you one of these on the tree in the next few moments. Yeah, but we do this every December on my channel. We put the decorations on the tree, and we have a good time, and it's all for fun and helps support the stream and stuff. But the great part of it is as well that we get to also raise money for tournaments. And today, it's again especially you get a Rift Blush. I mean, literally, why would you not want a Rift Blush is the real question. Hey, Last, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Really appreciate it. Just trying to find my pen while also watching these two Zerglings sit motionless. Well, not quite motionless. They're wagging their tails. You ever realize that, guys? Zerglings are always so happy. They're always wagging their tails. A couple of Hellions going to be moving away. Hellions going to push in, and a couple of drones going to go down. Third worker, 4, 5, 6 workers. Oh my god, 10 workers going down. Suddenly this game is on fire as Kyo comes in for the 10 drones. We went from 0 to 50 pretty quick. That's what happens as soon as Rifkin messaged me saying something on Twitter like, Wardy, can you stop putting Rift Blushes on that goddamn tree? Suddenly drones start dying. 13 workers down just like that, and Kyo once again finds himself dealing heavy damage to his Zerg early game. He did this against Impact earlier as well. Fantastic stuff. Ouch, he lined up the drones. He really did line up the drones, didn't he? That was not pretty. That was not pretty at all. Viking here going to be firing away at this Overlord, and Overlord taking quite a little bit of damage at the moment, so is going to be pushed away towards that bottom corner. Couple more drones just coming out as Hellions coming around up the right-hand side. Armory is dropping down in the back of the natural. Single Zergling gets fried there by those Hellions as well. And we do see the, again, couple of Evo Chambers just dropping down and just getting going. Armory drops in as well on the natural. And we do see that Viking is just starting to be pushed away by a Queen or so. So a little bit more damage being done. Hellions morphing into Hellbats. And they are also going to keep on advancing forwards here. Try and get some damage done. So after the early drone losses, is soO ready? I think the answer to that is no, because these banshee is already... Oh my god, the drones know as well! Ah, everything is going wrong! 3 drones so far. The rest of the drones are already on fire, though, which means that they're actually very easily picked off by that banshee now, just so easily targeted. You're going to see these Hellbats starting to be surrounded by further Zerglings, though, but the banshee's still going huge. There's no detection. The Spore's only just now finishing. So many Queens are going to fall, and I think Kyo might just take this 2-1. And then Trap and soO are going to have a bit of a skirmish, a bit of a fight to see who's going to finish up in second place of this group, because Kyo will guarantee himself first place after this one, and Trap versus soO will be our final series of the day. Now, soO just has no defense, does he? Those Queens are still being chased around, these drones are still in a lot of trouble, and this is truly just going to be GG in the next few moments. Another couple of Queens going down, 7 drones have fallen, GG is called. Hewitt takes the series 2-1, and he is going to be taking this down. Boom! Kyo! Big plays, big plays.